Over 10,000 police personnel and quick reaction teams stood between the crowd and the government. It didn't matter. Within minutes, the crowd physically dismantled 3 separate layers of steel barricades and marched straight through the resistance. When police deployed water cannons to push them back, the marchers didn't scatter. They pulled out shampoo and started washing their hair in the blast. When tear gas shells rained down on the asphalt, they danced in the smoke. At the front of this surge was student leader Devendra Nath Mahato. He had just finished a 9-day hunger strike. Having lost 10 kilograms and barely able to stand, he directed the front line from a medical stretcher. They were heading for the Vidhan Sabha, the heart of the state legislature. The march forced the assembly to shut down entirely, sending politicians scrambling for the exits under heavy security. This was an organic explosion of desperation that completely paralyzed the state machinery, moving with a raw intensity that typical political rallies can't replicate. These protesters were thousands of educated, middle-class youth, specifically aspirants for the Jharkhand Public Service Commission and the State Staff Selection Commission. They had one non-negotiable demand: a full CBI probe into their examination system and the immediate arrest of the officials who sold their test papers to the highest bidder. Curious, slightly slower. You have to wonder what level of systemic betrayal forces a state's youth to abandon their libraries and lay siege to their own government. The immediate trigger for the unrest was the discovery of blatant irregularities and the results of the 14th JPSC civil service exams. One viral OMR grading sheet provided the smoking gun. To pass this specific exam, a candidate needed at least 144 marks. But the successful candidate on this sheet only attempted 48 questions. Even with a perfect score, the math makes passing impossible, yet they were selected. Beyond the grading, the commission failed to release category-wise cutoff scores, and the published merit list was missing the signatures from members required to validate it. The state's negligence extended to its hiring practices. They brought in a private testing agency from Uttar Pradesh that had already been blacklisted for misconduct in other states. This wasn't a victim of simple administrative incompetence. It was a manufactured system designed to actively exploit students. Recruitment corruption in Jharkhand is as old as the state itself. Since the state's formation in 2000, nearly every attempted hiring, including the very first exam, has ended in a courtroom or a CBI file instead of a job offer. For the youth here, the system has been broken their entire lives. The current leadership only arrested the former JPSC chairperson after the streets were set on fire, despite having evidence and whistleblowers months earlier. Knowing the police might crush them, the students used a political shield, a portrait of Shibu Soren, the father of the current chief minister, making a brutal crackdown a massive liability for the government. The opposition has been quick to praise these protesters, yet they have a history of brutally suppressing similar youth movements and labeling them urban Naxals in territories they control. This contrast was visible just weeks earlier in Delhi. While the Ranchi police showed relative restraint, students marching near Jantar Mantar were met with severe force, including the use of pellet guns. Meanwhile, national figures like Rahul Gandhi were absent from Ranchi during the peak of the protests, speaking about student pain in Prayagraj instead of standing with the aspirants at the barricades. Across the political spectrum, leaders treat youth desperation as a tool to score points, rather than a crisis to be solved. The assembly siege resulted in a partial victory. Compromised exams were cancelled, investigations were launched, and high-level arrests followed. But this victory teaches a dark lesson. The state machinery only responds to the threat of physical disruption. Peaceful appeals are ignored until the gates of power are physically threatened. These students no longer fear state retaliation because the reality of unemployment has become far more terrifying than any police baton. The Ranchi protests are a localized manifestation of a much larger epidemic of economic distress and joblessness seen across India. Without immediate structural reform to recruitment, the sieges seen in Jharkhand will inevitably spread to other state capitals. Divisive politics is no longer an effective shield against a generation with no career prospects. These students are now taking to the streets to claim their economic futures by force.